The crisp mountain air always felt like a reset button for me. City life, with its constant hum and hustle, just wears you down. That's why I'd been coming to these same woods in the Sierra Nevadas since I was a kid. My dad first brought me here, taught me how to read a compass, how to build a fire, how to respect the wilderness. It was my sanctuary. This trip changed everything. I set up my camp in a familiar clearing, a small meadow surrounded by ancient pines that seemed to touch the sky. The first day was perfect. I hiked, I fished in the crystal-clear creek, and as dusk settled, I sat by my crackling fire, the only sounds being the chirping of crickets and the whisper of the wind through the trees. It was blissful, the kind of peace you just can't buy. The first odd thing happened on the second night. I was bundled in my sleeping bag, staring up at the star-dusted canvas of the night sky, when I heard it. A low, rhythmic thumping. It wasn't like footsteps, not an animal's gait. Eerie was deeper, more resonant. Thump. 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 It sounded like it was coming from deep within the earth, right beneath me. I sat up, my heart starting to race a little. I told myself it was just my imagination. Maybe the water in an underground stream, or the forest settling. After about 10 minutes, it faded, and I eventually drifted off to sleep, though it was a little less peaceful than the night before. The next day, I tried to shake it off. I went on a longer hike, pushing deeper into the woods than I usually did. The forest was beautiful, untouched, but as the day wore on, I started feeling watched. You know that prickling sensation on the back of your neck? I had it all afternoon. I'd stop, listen, scan the trees. Nothing. Just silence. But it was a heavy silence, not a peaceful one. The birds seemed to have gone quiet. That evening, the thumping returned, but this time it was louder, more intense. Thump thump. Thump thump. It was almost like a giant heartbeat echoing up from the ground. My tent floor vibrated slightly with each beat. My scientific mind was racing, trying to find a logical explanation. Seismic activity. A hidden geothermal vent, but it felt too biological. Too Two. Two. B. Fear, cold and sharp, started to creep in. I unzipped my tent and peered out into the darkness. The fire was down to embers, casting long, dancing shadows. The forest was a wall of black, and the thumping continued, a terrifying pulse in the heart of the wilderness. I didn't sleep much that night. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, sent a jolt of adrenaline through me. The thumping finally stopped just before dawn, and the silence that followed was somehow even more unnerving. I decided right then and there that I was packing up. My sanctuary had become a place of dread. As I was breaking down my tent, I noticed something I hadn't seen before. About 20 yards from my campsite, near the edge of the clearing, was a patch of earth where the grass was withered and brown in a nearly perfect circle about 10 feet in diameter. It looked scorched, but not by fire. The ground was just dead. I hadn't walked over there before, so I couldn't be sure if it was new, but it felt wrong. A cold spot in the otherwise vibrant meadow. I packed my gear as fast as I could, my hands shaking slightly. I just wanted to get to my car and get out of there. The trail back felt different. The familiar path seemed to twist in on itself. The feeling of being watched was overwhelming now. I kept glancing over my shoulder, expecting to see something, anything. But there was only the dense, silent forest. Then I heard another sound. It wasn't the thumping, it was a chittering, clicking noise, high-pitched and rapid. It seemed to come from all around me, echoing through the trees. It wasn't any animal I recognized. It was guttural and alien. My walk turned into a jog, my jog into a panicked run. The clicking followed me, keeping pace. It sounded like 100 creatures skittering just out of sight, their unseen forms moving through the underbrush. I could see my car through the trees, a beacon of safety. I fumbled for my keys, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The clicking grew louder, closer. I didn't dare look back. I threw my pack in the back, jumped into the driver's seat, and slammed the door shut. As I jammed the key into the ignition, my eyes scanned the tree line. For a split second, I saw it. Movement, a pale, long limb, impossibly thin, retracting back into the shadows. It wasn't an animal. It was too long, too jointed, too wrong. The engine roared to life, and I peeled out of there, gravel spraying from under my tires. I didn't slow down until I hit the main highway, my heart hammering against my ribs. I drove for an hour before I finally pulled over, my whole body trembling. I haven't been back to those woods since. I've tried to explain it away. I've read about strange geological phenomena, about mass hysteria. But I can't shake the feeling, the thumping heartbeat of the earth, the dead circle in the grass, the chittering sounds that hunted me through the forest, and that pale, unnatural limb disappearing into the shadows. Some people say the wilderness holds ancient secrets. I think I stumbled upon one of them. I used to think I knew those woods, that they were my second home. But now I know better. We're just visitors on the surface, and sometimes you find a place where you're not welcome, because something else already lives there, deep beneath the forest floor. Thanks for listening to my story. It's one I'll carry with me forever. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there.